class, we are now going to start our unit on ancient Rome. Ancient Rome is located in Italy, and I'm going to show you that using this awesome program called Google Earth. So this here is a picture of my friend Tacitus, and he is going to talk to you about ancient Rome. My name is Tacitus, and I am a famous Roman historian. I would like to take you on a journey through Rome and give you some insights about the history of this great land. During the 8th century, ancient Rome was a thriving civilization that eventually became one of the largest empires in the ancient world. The city is located on the central western portion of the Italian peninsula, on the Tiber River. In the beautiful city of Rome, one can find many ancient structures that tell the stories of its past.
One of the important features of ancient Rome is the Tiber River. The Tiber River is well situated for the growth of Rome. Not only does it provide a steady water source, but this river creates a suitable way for people to travel and trade. The city of Rome was also able to prosper because of its location near the easy crossing point of the river. A small island in the middle of the river, called Tiber Island, acts as a natural land bridge to facilitate easy crossings. So right here we can see a picture of how the Tiber Island might have looked back in ancient Rome and how they acted as a land bridge to make trade and travel easier for people. And here's how it looks like today. As in your groups, I'd like you to discuss these two questions and come up with a few answers. Why is travel and trade important to the productivity of a city? And how did the Tiber River and Tiber Island help to facilitate the growth of Rome? So go ahead and discuss those in your groups. Very nice, and then we'd have the discussion. Next, we are going to go to the Colosseum. Alright, the Colosseum was completed in 80 AD. This structure was built as a stadium or theater for Roman entertainment. Many people would come to the Colosseum to watch gladiator fights and prisoner executions. So right here we can see the Colosseum, and let's go ahead and dive deeper into it so we can see it a little better. Alright, as you can see, people would sit up here in these stadiums, up in the seatings, and then down below, that's where they would hold the gladiators or the animals down underneath. And so now I'm going to have you guys watch a couple videos. One of them is about how the Colosseum was built and why it was built, and then the other one is about how stadiums are built today. And go ahead and we're going to compare and contrast these two different stadiums and how they're similar and how they're different through the use of a Venn diagram.
Okay, the next place that we are going to visit is the Pantheon. And the Pantheon was a temple that was consecrated to the gods. The Pantheon is located in the heart of the ancient historical center of Rome, and it was originally built almost 2,000 years ago. It was a temple that they built to and dedicated to the 7 deities of the 7 planets in the Roman state of religion. It also once served as a gathering place for ancient Roman elections and armies, so it was kind of a place for religion and also for government. Today, it still serves as a Christian church, and thousands of people come and visit it daily. This video here we're going to watch, and it's going to talk to us about the history of the Pantheon and the beautiful architecture and just the marvel that this building is. These pillars right here at the front, in the video they're going to talk to us about these pillars. And I have some questions for you about those when it's over. Okay, so in the video we learned that the top of the Pantheon is unreinforced concrete, this big dome part on the top. And what that means is there aren't specifically any pillars or anything that's actually holding that up. So it's just concrete that's freestanding. So I want you to think about that. It's pretty incredible that after 2,000 years that concrete is still standing and still strong. In the video we heard that these columns, there's 16 of these columns, and they are all 50 tons each. So I want you guys to think for a minute, how many tons is that? If there's 16 columns and there's 50, and they're 50 tons each. 800 tons. So that's 800 tons. So how many of you guys have seen a truck like this before? So this big truck, the weight of all the columns put together, or the weight of one column, would be 10 of these trucks. So that's really, really heavy. So the columns are 40 feet tall. That's a 5-foot student stacked 8 times. So are any of you 5 feet tall? Okay, so that's 8 of you stacked all together. That's the height of one of these columns. So these were huge, really tall, really long, really heavy columns. And when they were getting these columns to build the Pantheon, they had to bring these columns all the way from Alexandria, Egypt. So I'm going to show you where that is. So we're going to go over here. So this is Alexandria, Egypt. Way over here through the Mediterranean. So I'm going to zoom out so I can show you exactly how far this is. Okay, so we have Italy over here, and we have Alexandria, Egypt right here. So we are going to do what's called a ruler, and we are going to find out exactly how many miles they had to travel. Anyone have any guesses? Okay, so we'll start right here, and we will draw this line all the way down here. Okay, so 2,800 miles. So that is a long, long, long ways that they had to carry those heavy, heavy pillars through the water and then get them onto land. They didn't have tractors or cranes or anything like that back in those days. So this was a lot of work for them to be able to build the Pantheon, and it still stands today. So it's pretty incredible.
Next class, Tacitus is going to take us to the Roman Forum. The Roman Forum was the center of Roman life for centuries. This is where processions were held, elections, public speeches, criminal trials, and even gladiator matches were held here. Unfortunately, most of this magnificent building was burned in the Great Fire of July AD 64. Today, the Forum has now been rebuilt, and it is a sprawling ruin of architectural fragments and is a site for archaeological excavations, which attracts many tourists. However, before it was restored by the Great Fire, Tacitus was able to write a first-hand account about the Great Fire and how the Roman Forum was destroyed during this. Now we are going to take the time to read Tacitus's first-hand account, starting with the horror of the fire. And then after, so we'll read that now. Okay, students, now that you have read Tacitus's first-hand account, we will describe aspects of his writing that helped illustrate the experience of the Great Fire. Okay, class, now we are going to visit the Piazza of Navona. The Piazza was once a city square in Rome, and before, in ancient Rome, it was the Stadium of Domitian. So this is what ancient stadiums used to look like. Here, they held athletic competitions and gladiator games, and the Romans would come here to watch games, or what they called agonies. Now say that with me. So now that we know what used to happen here, does anyone have any ideas what the Piazza might look like today? Those are great guesses. Now I will show you what it looks like today. As you can see, it looks completely different. It is still a social gathering, but for many different reasons. If you visit the Piazza today, you will see that street artists, living statues, clowns, musicians, and singers will be here. It makes it one of the most interesting and lively parts of the city today. Now, students, I want you to experience gladiator games for yourself. We're going to go outside, and we're going to play 3 different games that were similar to the gladiator games then. One is called water bomb, beanbag wrestling, and lastly, tug of war.
Thank you for taking this wonderful journey through the ancient city of Rome with us. We hope you've enjoyed visiting Rome and learning about its unique history.